the stories we often hear about juju in football are real?
So far as there is the existence of Satan, as we Christians know, Christ came to redeem us, but he came, Satan, to destroy us. How can a player train the whole week and tell the spectators that I'm going to disgrace myself at the stadium? A goalkeeper, a ball will be coming and it will just slip and pass through the legs and go and score. Brother? In fact, there is something. There is something. And
those days there was juju.
Throughout my playing career, I saw something. The woman who helped me to play football again. When we are going to the stadium, you give us an egg. And the team we are going to play with, if you allow us, but we won't show it to you. When we come to the stadium, then we make a round and just put the egg. When you allow us to put the egg down. In fact, throughout my stay in Kotoko, nobody beat us when the egg gets to the ground. And there was one day, Kotoko and Cornerstones. It has been rain small, so the park was slippery. And I was standing with Abukari. And I like Abukari and I love him. I saw somebody coming, and the way he was running towards us, I told Abu that it is because of us. Others were fighting, and he wanted to come and disturb us. Then Abukari said, "Osei, stand at my back." Then he removed some belt.
As an amulet or something?
Amulet. And put it in his hand. When the guy came, Abukari just raised it, and the man, as if somebody has booted him, fell down, boom! Abu couldn't speak the Twi language, so he said, and Tokwa one started cry, Aquano Afrito. Abu say, as you, and Tokwa one started, Aquano Afrito. It means we haven't started the fight.
The fight, but he's already on the floor.
He's already on the floor. Then I understood something. That during our days, when we had to play House of Kotoko, we contribute money for Abu to travel to Tamale. When you go to Tamale and come back, we know he has one goal against us. And I will also score. So during our time, the way we were troubling House of Oaks.
I heard you swallowed calories.
Hey, who told you? And unfortunately, that brought the end of Robert Mensah. When we returned from Britain in 1968, before leaving, there was a league going on. Yes. But we asked permission that when we come back now, we will play the remaining matches as outstanding.
So you swallowed the calories?
I'm telling you the story, then you are drinking the soup of it. So
okay, let me hear the story.
When we came back, we played Dwarfs our first match. They beat us 5-0 at Cape Coast. And that is when we recognized the ability of Robert Mensah in Dwarfs. He was in their post.
Oh, okay.
So after the league, could you believe we won the league despite the 5-0? But before the last match against Dwarfs, whereby they are beating us 5, the way we prepared to destroy Dwarfs, we were able to beat them 1. And I scored a goal against Robert Mensah. And that goal brought Robert Mensah to Kotoko the following year. And when Robert came, for about the first 4 matches, we lost. So one of the kings, I won't mention the name, of Ashanti, called us that Kotoko is for the Ashanti Kingdom. So we should see the chief linguist for fortification. So myself and Robert Mensah had to see the chief linguist. And that is where, when we went, and we were given the cow to swallow. I swallowed 1, and Robert swallowed 1. And some concoctions, and we drank it. And could you believe what happened to me that very day? That I played football throughout the periods. I've never got injured. A Tamale, Savannah Stars goalkeeper, stepped on, I nearly broke my leg. So I was out from football for about 3 months. And after that, we started. I got injured, and a friend of mine who was my intimate friend knew somewhere. But when I got injured, he said, Ruby, these things have not been easy with you, so I know a place, let's go. So we went to Mampong, Ashanti Mampong. There is a village called Beposo. There was a man dealing with dwarfs. So when we got there, when you are going, you have to just carry a full bottle schnapp. That is to say hello. When we got there, the English, he said, Osei, why? Then I told him my story that I've been now injuring myself, whereby I don't know why. So then wait, there's a small room we were in, and the calico, white, where the dwarfs, when they come, those who are seeking for help. So I was with the fetish priestess called Kofinti. When I heard something like lightning hit the roof, then I heard in the room. Then my friend said, your people are in. Then they mentioned my name. I said, what do you want here? So I've come to greet you. What did you bring? I said, as usual, your food bottle schnapp. So bring it. Brother, in the afternoon, they don't do anything in the night. And when I got there, I thought it was a fluke or there was a child that is being used to. So I sat down properly. Then he told me, Transi, you don't believe in anything. Today you believe. What did you bring? I said, food bottle schnapp. So throw it to me. When I look at who is sitting down there for me to throw this, and if it hits him, then you come and punish me. Although I said throw it, then I threw it. He used his left hand. Then he just hit the top of the paper, remove it. Then he moved the cork, put it, gone. When he finished, then he put the bottle down. Then he asked me, I said, now, do you believe? I said, if I don't believe, how could I come here? I believe. Brother, they don't do anything in the night. So when I tell you there's something, and I was with them, they nearly destroyed my life.
So you've seen a dwarf before?
I've seen, no. In fact, they advised me a lot too, which worked. That if I meet somebody on the street, I shouldn't know the background of that person before I respect him. And they showed me something. There was a dress at the village. He said, look at this dress, just like this. We are sending you to Kumasi on Saturday. There is a dance. You will see somebody wearing it. Converse with him and come back. So on Saturday, I was in Kumasi at the dance. I saw the man wearing, I don't know him. There was a conversation. So immediately after the conversation, I joined my car to the village from Kumasi City Hotel to the village. When we got there, they put a cassette and put a tape in it. The conversation I had with that person. So the question they asked me was, do you know the man you talked to? I said, no. He said, that is the reason why somebody may have a fight with another person. When he gets back home, something will happen whereby where the man comes from is here. So how can you know that he's from here for you to be healed about those things? So I shouldn't know the background of any person before I respect him. I have to respect. Number one, somebody's wife. He said the two shall be one. Biblically, if you lie with a lady, you become one fresh. And the goodness. As for that one, it was God who has put it in my heart. If I have, and you ask me and I don't give, I will be sick. So, and all these three helped me a lot.
Let's rewind back a bit. How did you know that the calories you took was what ended Red Mensah's life?
when I got injured in 1970 from Britain, when we went to the tour, if I have stayed there, this thing wouldn't have happened. But when I came, what you are just asking was haunting me. The pastors whereby we were going to church at the Roman Catholic, we asked for special mass for Kotoko. And when the dwarfs decided to take me to their village in the mountains for 40 days.
The dwarfs said they were going to take you to their mountains for 40
days to become part of them. I need not to eat physical food there. So there's something in this world. The oldest dwarf I saw, the name was Asubontin. He said, "Osei, the way I like you, I will cater for you. When you want to eat, tell me. I will just hit your mouth and you will be satisfied. When you want to go to toilet, tell me. I'll just hit your buttocks and you go to toilet." For 40 days. And I didn't know I was a child of God. But I was knocked down by a car. Just about a week to there, going to the place. And you were instructed to go to see the chief linguist by the king.
Yeah.
So when I was knocked down by a car, because I would have been lost dealing with the dwarfs.
Oh, okay.
When I eat physical food in where they are sending me,
yes.
and as one thing, the elder dwarf said, "If you eat, I won't come back again." And there are some dwarfs who force me to eat. And that is why he decided to stay with me if I go there. And when I got prepared, the car knocked me. I was at the hospital when Nana came to visit me. Then I told them that I'm too young to stop playing football. And if they don't send me outside, even walking, I cannot walk. So PP government was in power. So in 3 weeks, I was at the hospital at the Kompanoche when he brought me papers to go to Biomenic's hospital. They have a bone specialist, which I was operated. And the day I was chloroformed to be having the operation, that is when I had a dream. Why I got injured. I will play, but I will play for only 1 year. Ooh. So I wrote everything down. It is recently, I don't know where I put it. And when I was completely healed, when I was coming, look at this. You see, myself and Robert Mensah, we swallowed the cow.
Yes.
And the fetish priest told us that one of us would die. And I was knocked down by a car, but I didn't die. So I didn't know what was going to happen next. Kotoko were in camp in Kumasi. Robert Mensah was staying at Tema. They needed him for Africa Club Championship. Stubbornness. So a car was sent from Kumasi to the Accra airport to meet me, so that I was the only person when I speak Robert listens. So when the car picks me, we have to go and pick Robert at Tema, because Kotoko were in camp for the Africa Club Championship. Unfortunately, the plane was late. So the brother who came to meet me, when I joined the car, then he said, "Reb, by this time there, we will meet Robert in the house, so why don't we wait so that in the morning we go and pick him and go to Kumasi." In the morning when we got there, he was dead. You see?
Yeah, I heard a story about how you were stabbed.
Yeah, a good friend of his, Mefa. Oh, you know, prophecy.
Reverend, I'll come to you switching to become a reverend minister, but let's go to the national team a bit, the national team career. And how would you describe those days playing for the national team? Because you won the AFCON in '63, you won the AFCON in '65.
67, there was a problem with the country that hosted it. So it was shifted to 68.
Okay.
And 68, unfortunately for the Black Stars, we had then qualified for Olympic Games in Mexico.
Oh, okay.
So if you were a player, where would you like to go?
Win the trophy. Or you wanted to go to the Olympics?
Mexico and Africa. My friend. We lost to Israel 1-0. Everybody went to Mexico. Oh, we were not interested in the Africa Cup. Oh, yeah. You know, and we used 19 years in winning the 4 trophies.
Yes, yes.
63. And 63, it was because we drew with Real Madrid.
Yes.
Then Ohinian said, if the Blasters had been able to hold Real Madrid to a 3-3 draw, then why can't we win the Africa Cup? So he convinced Osajifo. There was no cup. It was Ohinian who collected money from Osajifo to buy the cup, which we have won for good. And 63, and we won it. Defended it 65. 68, I don't know, in the venue.
Yes.
And Mexico, we could have won it consecutive 3. And in 1978, a Mampong was our representative in a Western region when he was a soldier. When Kotoko travels there, he will just lodge in his house. So,
and the 66 World Cup, you didn't go?
Yeah.
Because Ohinigan said...
Ohinigan was charged for. They said it's a waste of time and money. You wouldn't understand the reason why they boycotted it. Africa, Asia, and Oceanic, 3 continents, 1 team. Represent the 3. Why? Asia, Oceanic, and Africa, 1 team, 1 country.
When I spoke to him on this show, he said if Ghana had gone to that World Cup, Ghana probably would have won the tournament.
Oh, well, we have been go far, really. In those days, I remember De Gaulle, the president of France in those days, abusing Ghana. When they just tested a bomb at the Sahara Desert, Osajifo just condemned them. And when De Gaulle, the president at that time, was abusing Ghana, he used football in abusing Ghana. Because Osajifo was highly interested to use football in Africa to unite the whole continent. And that is why he named the Blasters team. Before independence, we were Gokus 11.
Yes.
And in 1957, when we won, we got the independence, we became Ghana. It was the Ghana national team. And in 59, they said, another black man is capable of managing. We said, why don't we name the name of the national team of Ghana, the Black Stars of Africa? And this is the reason why we had the Black Stars. And could you believe in Nigeria, their national team at that time was called the Red Devils.
Okay.
1962, when I became the captain of the New Horizon, 64, we represented Ghana at Oninka Stadium, where it has been built to the Olympic-size stadium. And for the first time, we beat Nigeria 4-0. And that is the reason why. Stars, where do you see stars?
The sky.
Because of that, the Red Devils were changed to the Green Eagles. Where do the eagles fly?
There's also okay. So Ghana forced Nigeria to change their name to Green Eagles.
And we beat them again, so they have to change it again to
Super Eagles. So you actually forced Nigeria to have separate names.
All their names being changed. It was through Ghana. There was a lady, the South Africa World Cup from Nigeria, Kinetic Sports Management, came to Ghana, see Kwasi Ntechi, that they wanted a short history. And I gave him this short history. And after that, the lady said, I was to spend 2 weeks. But all what you have given me, it means I'm going tomorrow. I won't give you anything. You hear from me. I was there 3 weeks when I had a call. Kofi, I said, yes. Congratulations. Then I said, for doing what? He said, you have been nominated as one of the legends of African football. You are going to South Africa to watch the World Cup. Free of charge, all expenses paid by Kinetic Sports Management from Nigeria. Are you interested? Then I used tree to just abuse her. Ghana for and corner more they make why did you say it? I'm sure I have accepted it wholeheartedly. So I was sent to the World Cup by Nigeria.
Wow, that's an interesting one. But Reverend, when I was reading this, I came across a portion that spoke about a supposed deal to Stoke City.
Yeah.
What happened?
the 3 gurus who didn't allow me to go to Stoke City were 2 good elderly friends for Kotoko, or patrons, life patrons. One was a Stoke City fan in Britain. They used to, in those days, our kingdom was Britain.
Yeah.
So he invited Stoke City to Ghana. So they came to Kumasi. They even didn't lodge at the hotel. His house that he has built was a very beautiful scenery. So when they came, they decided to lodge there, Stoke City. And at the Kumasi Sports Stadium, with the world #1 goalkeeper, Gordon Banks, Kotoko beat them 3-1. I scored 2 goals in that match. And after the match, not knowing, they studied our team, whether to get a player or not.
Oh, okay.
So what I did was because of the reason why we were invited by Stoke City to Britain.
Oh, okay.
So when we got there too, we were beaten 3-2, and I scored the 2 goals. So after the match, it was Gordon Banks who held my hand and just said to the officials, they signed this boy on. For the next 2 years, he will be better than George Best. And George Best at Manchester United
was the best player in the UK.
In the UK. So, not knowing professionally, they saw the leader of our delegation, Dr. Sebi, and the late Dogomoro, he was the team manager, sat down and signed everything on my behalf. But they told the wife that they have to bring me back to Kotoko. If Kotoko allows me, then I can go. And when we came back, Nfum have left.
To the US.
To the US, so I'm alone. And Otumfo Pokuare, Mr. Beposo, Mr. BM Kufo called me, a small boy like me, to stand before these 3 elderly people. I said, are you leaving us? To tell them I'm going. I would have been dead by now. So I told them, oh, well, if you help me there, I said, why? If you don't go, I will help you. Unfortunately for me, one died this year, the other died the next year, and the other died the 3rd year. So I was not helped. Oh,
quite unfortunate. Then comes to the national team, the Black Stars. We've heard many stories about you in the Black Stars. I've heard a story about how, in fact, 2 times you led a boycott of the national team.
Hey.
Yes.
Ah.
Yes. Okay. So one of them, apparently, some players of Real Republicans were given money, and you got a wind of it. And the other one was AFCON 1972. But what happened, Reverend?
Well, now I will take you as a judge. So listen to my story. In those days, the economy of Ghana was not perfect. So if you want to travel, you take your passport, whereby there is a visa in it. Go to Bank of Ghana and change £20 for yourself, if you have money. That is a foreign exchange. So that when you get something from where you are going, you buy it. And Real Republicans was Osagyef's own team, but we all play for the national team.
Yes.
But why do you give the passport of the Real Republicans players to go and change the money? And what about Hassan Kotoko? And that was the boycott. I took the lead, and everybody was happy that I took the lead, but they were afraid. I mean, I mastered my position, so I knew what I was doing. So when the Republicans returned from the bank, you know, then I packed my things. Ajumanjewu came, Benkusi came, Kwame Nti came, and Bani. We were 5. We packed our things. We were not going. We were to leave 9 o'clock in the evening, 9 p.m. for Tunisia, and this thing started by 12. We packed our things, and you know where the Ministry for Youth and Gender, that was the American embassy in those days. It was where we met Mr. Beposo in his car. He saw us carrying our loads. We were going to Kumasi. Then he asked, why? I said, we are traveling tonight, so we are just going to put our bags so that we can go to Tunisia and come. He said, oh, Then put the things in my car boot so that I give you a house in there, so that when you come back, you come and pick your things. Yeah, the program has spoiled. Ohinija walked barefoot from stadium to the American embassy. Then he saw Mr. Beposo, and he narrated the story. Then Mr. Beposo asked him to meet us at his house. So Beposo have spoiled our dinner. We went there, and Ohinija honestly told Mr. Beposo the truth. So when we got there, the 20 pounds was given to us, that we didn't use our money. Mr. Beposo paid to us that to just keep our hearts calm. Everybody should get the 5 pounds. We collected the 20 pounds. We collected them. Then there was a party from dignitaries. They stopped the party and treated us until we were calmed down, that we have now decided to resign our decision. We will be going to Tunisia. So we asked Ohinija to come and pick us from Mr. Beposo's house to the airport, for him to know that we have settled the case. So we passed stadium, pick our boots and things, straight to the airport. So when we got to the airport, we boarded an aircraft. And when we were going, we got to Rome airport.
Yeah. And
I saw a record player. I've never seen something very beautiful. So I told Ohinija that I did the mommy and can prepare. So I said, don't worry. When we win the cup and we are coming, I'll buy it for you. Okay. So we got to Tunisia. And I called my people and said, I know Ohinija. And Sawama has been built fresh. If we make any mistake, Ohinija will come and lie to us before that. What we did before going, you know, that is why we couldn't. And God's so good. Anybody in our group who was part of the team, if I don't score, he will score. And we brought the cup. You see, the truth. The Bible says God is the truth. And God is a spirit. So those that worship him, but worship him in spirit and in truth. If I tell you the truth at 6 a.m., by evening 6 p.m., it is the same. It is
true. Was there a similar thing that happened in 72 that you didn't go to the AFCON?
72. Sudan.
Yes.
We have qualified. I've been the spokesperson for almost...
In fact, you were described as the face of the national team.
And I was not there when they had a meeting, Malik, Ibrahim Sunday and co. That we are going to Sudan. And because we were amateurs in Ghana, we used to have a long period in camping. So in our works, you know, we are not promoted. So I should go and tell Katisiza that we are going to win the cup. So when we win and come on, will he help us to be having increment in our salaries? This is all. Then Katisiza asked me, are you a graduate? I wish you were there. I was only classroom. Have you seen any graduate playing football before? Football is for football also. You are from Winneba, so you think you are, who are you? You don't respect footballers. And that is the reason why you haven't gone to law school. You can never be a lawyer. But what about football? A carpenter can be a member of the technical team for a football team. And that is the reason why, because of what you have said to me, I'm not going. But if we win, you will get honor. You won't go. I didn't go.